From Farmers Branch City Hall, hello everyone and welcome to Council Countdown, where if you give us a few minutes, we will bring you a rundown of everything you need to know for the next City Council meeting agenda. I'm Shauna Eichenberry with this Council Countdown for the upcoming City Council meeting of Tuesday, February 16th, 2016. First up, after ceremonial items and a report on study session, members of the Council will consider items placed on the consent portion of the agenda. Consent items are items to be considered with action taken that may not need individual explanation or discussion during the meeting. There are 8 items on the February 16th consent agenda. Agenda item F1 is to consider approval of the minutes for the regular City Council meeting held on February 2nd. Item F2 is to consider excusing the absence of John Norwood from the February 2nd, 2016 City Council meeting. Agenda item F3 is to consider approving resolution number 2016-022, authorizing the purchase of digital video storage hardware, implementation services, and support in an amount not to exceed $60,000 from EST Group. The Farmers Branch Police Department desires to implement body-worn cameras in order to provide a safer environment for the officers and citizens they serve. Implementation of this technology will require a comprehensive solution that stores and manages the vast amount of digital evidence produced. Digital video systems of this type require a lot of digital storage space to archive video and store evidence. The Information Services Department worked with the Police Department to investigate and evaluate the various video storage options and determine what available solution would be both cost-effective and meet or exceed the body-worn camera program requirements both now and in the future. It was determined that there are essentially only 2 options for digital evidence storage: an on-site, locally managed storage system or a remote-hosted, cloud-based storage system. After analyzing the expected storage requirements and comparing costs of both options, it was determined that the on-site, locally managed storage system was the most cost-effective solution. Funding to implement a body-worn camera program for the Police Department, which includes the implementation of a digital video storage solution, is available in the 2015-2016 fiscal year budget. City Administration recommends adopting Resolution number 2016-022. Item F4 is to consider approving Resolution number 2016-023, awarding a contract to Stark-Built Ltd. For concrete sidewalk gap infills and concrete sidewalk repairs through local government purchasing cooperative contract. The Public Works Department negotiated a cooperative purchasing contract utilizing the interlocal agreement with the Town of Addison Local Government Purchasing Cooperative Contract for concrete sidewalk gap infills and concrete sidewalk repairs throughout the city. The proposed contract was prepared using estimated quantities and will be awarded on a unit price basis in a total amount of $60,000. Funds are available in the 2015-16 Public Works Street Division operating budget for this project in the amount of $110,000. City Administration is requesting entering into an agreement with Stark-Built Ltd. For these services and repairs. Stark-Built Ltd. held the contract for these same services in the city's 2014-2015 fiscal year budget with an option for 3 renewal terms. Funds are provided under the 2015-2016 Public Works Street Division operating budget for continuation of concrete sidewalk gap infills and concrete sidewalk repairs. City Administration recommends adopting Resolution number 2016-023. Agenda item F5 is to consider adopting Ordinance number 3357, abandoning a sanitary sewer easement on lots 1, 2, and 5, Block B, the Center. The owner of the property, known as lots 1, 2, and 5, Block B, the Center, has requested that the city consider abandoning a portion of a sanitary sewer easement that crosses their property between McEwen Drive and Blue Lake Circle. The 15-foot wide sanitary sewer easement does not contain an operational sewer line and is no longer considered to be necessary. The owner desires the city to abandon a portion of the old easement because it traverses beneath the footprint of office buildings located on Lot 5. The sanitary sewer easement was granted to the city in 1964 by J.B. Bush across undeveloped land between Marsh Lane and Midway Road. A portion of the land affected by the easement was developed in 1977 as a commercial office development known as Lot 1, Block B, the Center, later replatted in 1979 as Lots 1, 2, and 5, Block B, the Center. The development of the center included the construction of McEwen Drive and Blue Lake Circle and the placement of water and sewer infrastructure within those street rights-of-way. During the development of the property, the sewer line in the easement on Lot B was removed from service and rerouted around the property within the street right-of-way. Although the sewer line was rerouted to the street and the old sewer easement was not shown on Lots 1, 2, and 5 on the 1970 replat, the easement rights nonetheless were not released. This resulted in the building on Lot 5 being constructed over a portion of the old easement, which from a land title policy and lender's perspective is problematic. City Administration recommends adopting Ordinance Number 3357. Item F6 is to consider approving final plat of Lakeside Lofts, Lot 1, Block A. Transcontinental Realty Investors, Incorporated, is the owner of a 13.849-acre peninsula tract of land addressed as 11500 Lago Vista East. The property was last platted in 2006 as Lago Vista West Edition, Lot 1, Block A. Resolution number 2015-037 was passed on May 19, 2015, approving the detailed site plan for the development. The owners decide to replat the property as Lakeside Lofts, Lot 1, Block A, for the development of a live-work multifamily community with structured parking and a freestanding clubhouse. The plat is required for dedicating public access easements and water easements needed for the development. The west, east, and southern area of this peninsula development will be comprised of a wide, grassy shoreline along Colinas Crossing Lake. The proposed final plat of Lakeside Lofts, Lot 1, Block A, was approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission on January 25, 2016, and is consistent with the Texas Local Government Code and the city's platting requirements, and with the city's guiding principles to provide strong, thriving commercial and residential neighborhoods through planning, land use, development, code enforcement, revitalization activities, and programs. City Administration recommends the final plat approval of Lakeside Lofts. Item F7 is to consider approving Resolution Number 2016-019, authorizing the City Manager to execute a developer's contract with Mercer Crossing Land, Ltd. And Brick Land, Ltd., and consider final plat approval for Lots 1 and 2, Block A, of the Brickyard. Mercer Crossing Land, Ltd. And Brick Land, Ltd. Are the owners of 17.094 acres tract of land on the east side of Sinlac Drive at the intersection of Whittington Place, north of Mercer Parkway. The property is presently part of Blocks D, E, H, and I of West Side Addition Section 1, last platted in 2006. The owners desire to replat the property as the Brickyard, Lots 1 and 2, Block A. Lot 1 is a 10.696 acre tract presently being developed for apartments. Lot 2 is a 0.148 acre lot that will be conveyed to the city for a sanitary sewer lift station that has been constructed and is presently in operation. The conveyance of Lot 2 to the city is a requirement of the developer's contract. The developer's contract also requires the developer to escrow $12,000 with the city for traffic signalization of Whittington Place and Luna Road. Those funds have been provided to the city and are now in escrow. Outside of Lots 1 and 2, the balance of acreage within the boundary of the plat consists of street right-of-way that has been abandoned and rededicated on the plat to realign portions of Sinlac Drive and Mercer Parkway street rights-of-way. The proposed final plat of the Brickyard, Lots 1 and 2, Block A, was approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission on January 25, 2016, and is consistent with the Texas Local Government Code and the city's platting requirements, and is also consistent with the city's guiding principles to provide strong, thriving commercial and residential neighborhoods through planning, land use, development, code enforcement, revitalization activities, and programs. City Administration recommends adopting Resolution Number 2016-019 and final plat approval for Lots 1 and 2, Block A of the Brickyard. Item F8 is to consider adopting Ordinance Number 3358, amending the City of Farmers Branch Code of Ordinances, Chapter 82, Traffic and Vehicles, Article 2, Division 7, Section 82-122, amending school zone locations. As a result of citizen input, city staff performed an audit of 2 school zone locations. One location is on Webb Chapel from the northern city limits to a point 250 feet south of Pebble Beach, which services the McLaughlin Elementary School located at the northwest corner of Webb Chapel Road and Fike Road. The second location is along Josie Lane between Meadow Green Drive and Charcoal Lane. Public Works and Parks Departments are in the process of realigning the sidewalk along Golfing Green Drive and Rawhide Drive at Josie Lane. These improvements will assist pedestrians in crossing Josie Lane by redirecting them to street intersections rather than crossing at mid-block where no pedestrian crossing exists. The Webb Chapel School Zone southern limit is recommended to move to a point 375 feet north of Pebble Beach. There is no pedestrian crosswalk at Pebble Beach, and no pedestrians have been observed crossing at this location during school zone hours. The Josie Lane School Zone northern limit is recommended to move to a point from Charcoal Lane to 320 feet north of Golfing Green. In addition to this change, a rapid flash pedestrian crossing signal will be installed at Rawhide Drive and Josie Lane. Staff also contacted the Carrollton Farmers Branch Independent School District, who have no objections to the new limits. This item is consistent with the city's guiding principle of providing safety and security for citizens, visitors, and businesses through progressive public safety programs. City administration recommends adopting Ordinance Number 3358. That was it for the consent agenda. Here are the rest of the items before the council in the regular session at this upcoming meeting. Agenda item G1 is to conduct a public hearing and consider a request for final plat approval of lots 1 through 34, Block A, and Lot 1X, Block B of Vita on Spring Valley Addition. Agenda item G2 is to conduct a public hearing and consider adopting Ordinance Number 3356, amending Planned Development Number 8 by rezoning an approximate 30.1 acre site from Commerce Subdistrict to Mid-Density Residential Subdistrict, and establishing a conceptual site plan for a new multifamily residential community containing approximately 840 dwelling units located along the future Knightsbridge Road and approximately 600 feet east of Luna Road. Agenda item H1 is to consider adopting Ordinance Number 3355, calling for a bond election in the total amount of $12.4 million for the purpose of Fire Station Number 2 relocation in the amount of $5.5 million, Justice Center improvements in the amount of $4.2 million, and Animal Adoption Center facility expansion in the amount of $2.7 million, to be held within the city on May 7, 2016, and making provisions for the conduct of the election. Item H2 is to consider approving Resolution Number 2016-020, accepting a grant from the Criminal Justice Division of the Governor's Office for body-worn cameras in the amount of $29,400, and authorizing a 25% grant match of $7,350 from the city. Agenda item H3 is to consider approving Resolution Number 2016-021, authorizing the city manager to negotiate a contract for the purchase of body-worn cameras and associated video equipment and accessories in the amount not to exceed $142,400. Item H4 is to consider approving Resolution Number 2016-018, authorizing the construction of the Farmers Branch, Carrollton, and Capel Joint Fire Training Facility to be located at Fire Station Number 3 in an amount not to exceed $2,383,750. And item H5 is to discuss and consider action resulting from an update on the Bureau of Land Management gas leases for parcels located at Lake Louisville. The council may recess into closed session, but will then reconvene in regular session to take any necessary action. And that will do it for the February 16th agenda. Every regular meeting of the Farmers Branch City Council can be seen live on FBTV, that is Time Warner Cable Channel 16 in Farmers Branch, AT&T Uverse Channel 99 throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, or online at www.farmersbranchtx.gov. The City Council information program will be made available simultaneous to agenda posting on the Friday before each regular City Council meeting and will air prior to the live meeting as well as before all council meeting replays here on FBTV. That replay schedule is at 6 p.m. 7 days a week. In the meantime, the February 16th, 2016 meeting of the City Council starts at 6 p.m. Tuesday evening here at Farmers Branch City Hall. We hope to see you there. Until then, for everyone here in the studio, I'm Shauna Eikenberry, and you are watching Council Countdown on FBTV. From everyone here at the City of Farmers Branch, we'll see you next time.